So, r/funny is reopening. People are pissed off at the whole protest situation, and you might be asking, well, how did it go from this to this? Well, let me give you some context. We have a few characters. We have Spez, we have the casual user, we have the user, and the mods. Well, the casual user, they don't know much about third-party apps, and let alone use them. And one day they just log in and they see their favorite sub is down, and well, they've seen mentions of something along the lines of the users are getting pissed at having their third-party apps removed, so they're protesting. Well, that's fine. Oh wait, what? They want to go on indefinitely? Wait, how are they gonna find their funny memes and their mercy porn? Well, they're starting to get pissed off by this point. The thing is, that's about 90% of Reddit. Only about 5 to 10% of the population actually uses third party apps. That's pissing off a large percentage of the Reddit population for something they didn't sign up for and barely even know about. They don't even know what an API is. Well, what does it stand for? Abrupt penis inspection? Well, you want to find information about it? Well, good luck with that, because you're going to have to dig a little deep for that. There's r/safe third party apps, there's r/Apollo app, but most people who actually end up there are probably going to be users. The closest source of information a casual user can realistically find are the copy and pasted infographics that are most likely to be scrolled past, and even if they do read it and understand it, they probably wouldn't care for it. They don't use the app. There aren't a lot of good arguments that you can do to convince the casual user to care about such a thing. They see it as something similar enough to the Reddit app, and I mean, it works just fine. Why fix something that isn't broken, right? Now the users are coming along and shutting down your beloved app for 2 days and threatening to do it longer. So you're curious, what's the big deal with the third party applications? Is it that good? Well, you can do post filtering by titles or links or flares and customizable UI. That's not something you're gonna need unless you go on Reddit 30 hours a day. And that's just not the casual user. To help you understand why it is a big deal for those who actually use it, well, those are people who has used it for years and has grown accustomed to it, and those who are visually impaired who relies on functions that the official app doesn't provide. Although that is a pretty small minority for most third-party app users, it's comparable to it like having a golden retriever, but there's this guy who just took it away because he just didn't like it, but he says he'll give you another one that looks about the same. It's a golden retriever, but it's not your golden retriever. Bottom line, it just doesn't affect enough users for Reddit and the casual user to care. But let's just say the casual user is looking for an alternative to Reddit while it blacks out for the 2 days. So he contacts the user. Hey, where can I go for the time being? Well, there's Cabin and Squabbles. They're pretty close to Reddit. They're quite decent, but the user base is tiny, which means niche subs are either non-existent or has a member count of 1. And there's Lemmy. As shit Reddit is, their alternatives are shittier. Reddit was where you went for the past decade for a forum type website. Its culture was already deeply ingrained, and there's nowhere else like it. Ever heard of r/corned beef approved? We're not gonna find that anywhere else. Reddit knew this and used it to their advantage. I mean, they knew that they were a monopoly, and they knew that third party apps only represented a minuscule minority, and they just decided to play the long game. As powerful as the mods are, Spez still had the majority of the power. They can just replace the uncompliant mods. There's barely anything stopping them from doing so. And the mods still are responsible for the health of their subreddits. They're not somebody who wants to see something they worked on fall apart. We know it's all gonna go to shit if Reddit takes over. Yeah, that's it. We never had any power. The corpos were always gonna win. And it's over. Hail Spez.